Hey guys, what's up? Unrested here. I am back after kind of a long break from making videos. I guess almost 5 days now since I made that Sunday one about how YouTube is censoring us. And I guess just kind of an update on that. I'd first like to update it by saying thank you to all the people who said, listen, Scott, if you ever move your stuff over to some other web hosting, or I should say video hosting site, we will follow you there. That's awesome. And for those who say YouTube's not a job, you should never expect to make money from it. Well, YouTube actually isn't my job. It's not really my main form of income by any means, but if you've ever broken a camera making a video or ever used a computer so much that it burned out from making videos, then you would understand why you do like getting a little bit of cash from YouTube, because quite honestly, all the cash I've ever gotten from YouTube has either gone back into YouTube to make the videos for you, the viewer, or the equipment that I use to make for you, the viewer. So, I mean, if you like me making videos, then you like the fact that I get paid. So, thank you too. Thank you so much. Anyway, let's move on. I want to start off by just answering, I guess, kind of updating, not just answering, but also updating a question I constantly get about coming to Japan. Just in general, coming to Japan. I want to come to Japan. I want to work in Japan. I want to live in Japan. And of course, I still get this question to this day. I started the whole channel because of that. That's how the whole channel got kicked off. That's how JFAQ started. It was my very first question that I got asked again and again. And I made that very first bad video where if you go back and watch JFAQ #1, you can see possibly the most non-camera friendly speech ever. It's bad. Don't go watch it. Anyway, I still get this, of course, today, and that's fine. You know, I always welcome it. But I guess I've never taken the time to stop people and say, hey, here's a couple things I actually need before you just ask, can I come to Japan? Can I live in Japan? I mean, you can always come to Japan. I mean, unless you've got like a severe criminal record, you can always come to Japan to visit on a holiday visa. But people asking if they can like live here, if they can work here, there's quite a few factors that go into that. And I mean, it starts first of all with just what even country are you writing me from? If someone signs in on a name that's a YouTube login name and just asks if they can come, and I can't figure out where you're from you know, just that alone, I don't know how you want me to answer that question. I mean, every single country's embassy has a different plan with Japan. I mean, most of them are pretty much the same, but for example, which some people are always very surprised about, is the fact that we as Americans cannot get working holiday visas here. Australia can, the UK can, and you know, many others, but America cannot, and a lot of Americans are surprised by that, and even, you know, the Australians and English who write on my channel too are always surprised when they hear we can't get that visa. They themselves sometimes don't know that they can get that visa, and they can sometimes turn that working holiday visa into a full-time working visa. By even skipping the route of having a college degree, you can do that. But that's the thing though, when you write to me, you've got to tell me where you're from, man. You gotta let me know. You can't just say, can I come to Japan? I don't know. Also here, a couple things, I wrote them down, so if you see me looking down like this, it's because I'm checking. How long are you coming to Japan? Like, some people are just like, yo, can I come to Japan? I'm like, well, I don't know, man. What do you want to do, man? Are you gonna be a tourist here? If so, then yeah, you probably can. Do you have a criminal record? If you don't, then you're totally clear, pretty much. I mean, just get your passport, get everything in order, and come on over. But if you do, yeah, I think like it's like if you have a 1 felony, it makes it very difficult to come over. It's different with every country, so you need to research that. What visa you can get, I really don't know, man. What are you coming here to do again? Like, okay, if you're coming over here to be an English teacher and you're from a native English-speaking country and you have a college degree, it's going to be pretty easy to get that instructor visa, that humanities visa. But if you're like, oh, well, I don't speak English, I speak another language, but I can also speak fluent Japanese and I want to work IT, you could also probably come over here and work and get a job, but your visa is going to be totally different. And then the people who want to come over here for college, I don't know about that one. That one always really confuses me because, like, why are you letting some random guy on the internet help you choose your college? You know, you could ask if my channel was about that, but there's plenty other vloggers out there who've gone to college in Japan, and you know, they're pretty much an expert on their own college because that's where they've gone. I've never gone to college here. I'm not really a good guy to ask for that. I'm only going to chime in when I think I actually have expertise, experience, or an actual you know, background in the thing I'm talking about. Next is job or marriage. Like, what are you coming here for? Tourist? If you are, then like, again, just come on over. Job? Okay, then what job? Marriage? Okay, then what's your marriage situation? Did you get married in your own country? Have you been married officially in Japan yet? If you think like, yo, that's too personal, Scott, I don't want to talk about that stuff, that's fine. But then again, I can't finish up answering your question. And let's see, language, last one I got down. What's your language? What's your native language? People always ask me, can I teach English there? But they don't even say like what country they're from or what their native language is. I don't, you know, personally, I don't care where you're from or what your language is. That's fine. But Japan is very picky about that. Japan, when it picks out a lot of teachers, some schools don't care if you speak conversation level English and you're from Russia, or I've seen guys from, I know I have a friend from Kenya, from Mozambique, and they have jobs here too, and they, you know, English was not their first language, and they did fine getting their ALT jobs here, and they're still working those to this day. So what do you want to get into now? If you were trying to get into like private schools here as an English teacher and you didn't have a background in native English, then probably you couldn't. I'm not saying it's 100% out of the question. Probably you couldn't. And then, do you speak Japanese? If you are looking to work any other job outside of teaching, because so many people ask me about, can I be an anime artist? Can I be a manga artist? Can I work IT? And it's like, well, do you speak Japanese yet? Because if you don't speak Japanese, then sorry, no. Like, no. Like, you can't come to another country expecting them to speak your language. If you're going to work a job that is, you know, not needed to outsource foreigners. For English, they always need to outsource foreigners because English comprehension is very low here in Japan. But IT, they've got a ton of those people. Anime, manga, they've got a ton of those people. If you're going to try and bust into that industry, I'm not saying it's impossible, but you better come already, minimally, with the ability to speak the native tongue. Otherwise, just no one's going to take you serious. I'm sorry, true, hard but true. Alright, so I'd like to just end this video. I'd like to give a little bit of shout out. I don't usually do this, but I have a friend, well, I say a friend. I have another YouTuber that I watch who lives here in Japan, who I have a lot of respect for. And I didn't realize until today that he lives in Japan as well. His channel is vexxed, V-E-X-X-E-D. And he's recently been pretty much cyberbullied for doing a very, very well-researched report on this character. I say she's a character because, man, her life story is like a character story. Venus Angelica. I hope I've gotten that right. And it was when the first time I heard about him because I actually watched somebody else's video on her and her insane life story, Venus Angelica's insane life story. And then I watched his follow-up videos, and his were far more and very well researched, and he's done a follow-up to that and found out even more behind it. And his entire philosophy on why he does his videos is for the betterment of everything on the internet as far as internet drama goes. He's pretty much like the opposite of Keemstar. He doesn't try to stir up trouble, he tries to solve problems. He goes out of his way to find scammers on things like RuneScape and people scamming in other aspects of YouTube, taking money and running, and even kind of certain situations like with this Venus Angelica, her lying about different visa statuses and stuff like that, or lying to her fans, and he's exposed her for some stuff, and now her fans have gone out of their way to just harass the hell out of this poor guy. And he is just very clean cut with all his information, a really stand-up guy with everything he does. I think you'll agree if you go and watch his report on Venus Angelica and all the other reports that he's done on different goings-on on YouTube's, that he's very balanced with everything that he does, and that if there was a good or bad meter on YouTube, he would definitely be completely in the good. He would not be a renegade, let's put it that way. So check him out, give him some love. I'm not saying go on there and spread all kinds of hate back at the people bullying him, but just go to him, and if you like what he does, send him some positive vibes. Tell him good job, and also tell him Unrested sent you, because once again, I'd like to say I support his channel quite a bit in what he does. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for your support on the whole YouTube censorship thing. Until next time, I'm Unrested with the questions you requested. This is JFAQ, Japan's frequently asked questions. Have a good one.